Okay, so to access today's quiz, you need to have Google Classroom open. And on Google Classroom, you are going to go to Math. And when you go to Math, you're going to click on U1Q1, the quiz Graphing Stories. And for your quiz, everybody has their own personal Google Jamboard. So you're going to click on your own personal Google Jamboard. And as this opens up, we are going to read through the questions together just to make sure that you know where to answer them. So we've got our Jamboard open. You're going to answer questions by double clicking on these Post-its. So the first page says, what is being measured on this graph? To answer, I'm going to double click on this. The sticky note pops up. I can delete what is in here and I can write my answer. Okay, so that's the first thing you could do. The next page is saying what is happening in section 1 of this graph, what is happening in section 2. So you're going to, again, double click on the Post-its, and you're going to fill in the sentence frame. So the graph is increasing, decreasing, or constant, and the blank is getting bigger or smaller. What is it measuring? Same thing for section 2. So on page 3, we now have a story here on page 3. You're going to look at this story, and you're going to answer, does this story match the graph? Which section is incorrect? Explain using one example. So I'm going to double click on this Post-it and use this sentence frame. This story does or does not match the graph because in section blank, the graph is blank. In the story, it says blank. So go ahead, you're going to type your answer into here. So the last question gives you the same story again. And this time, you're going to sketch a graph that matches the story. So this does not need to be perfect. It's just a sketch. So I'm going to click on the draw function. So here's the draw function, right? And I am going to draw a line, hint, it doesn't look like that matches the graph. Sketch a line. Okay. On the last page of your quiz, you'll see the rubric that I'm going to use to grade you on this quiz. Here are the learning targets. So this quiz shows me that you can correctly explain a story from a graph using the terms increasing, decreasing, and constant. And it also tells us that you can explain a graph using information on the axes. So if you've got questions, call me out to your breakout rooms. But with that, you are ready to start your quiz.